Since 2010, Tree has been serving and impacting schools across South Africa. As part of the Doxa Deo Church in South Africa, our heart is to be a church that is not only active in the community, but to be a church for the community. We realized that we need to engage with schools in our communities to transform them into environments where God's values reign.
Our younger generation is in a state of crisis. We see young people not knowing God and not living in their God-given identity. We see them living without purpose. They do not have respect for people and therefore they bully others to get their own way. We see them living without a hope for the future and therefore not contributing towards tomorrow.
What if a solution to address these challenges was in fact possible?
I remember in 2009 at a City Changers conference how that was a catalytic event that gave us a fresh momentum for Tree to minister in schools.
I was a young leader back then, and in one of the videos we watched during the conference, I will never forget the call that stirred deep in my heart, the call to aim lower and to think smaller.
Statistics show that a child is more likely to respond to the gospel of Jesus Christ at a young age. We realized that more of our focused ministry should center on youth. We needed to aim lower and think smaller, to reach children with the gospel at a younger age and empower them to reach others with the gospel themselves. What if we could devise a strategy that would impact and uplift our schools and ultimately a whole nation? A school is the place where the future generation gathers. Young people who will engage in every sphere of society and therefore determine the future worldview and values of our society. Imagine a school with a healthy spirituality, where students discover a personal relationship with Christ. A school with a healthy community, where all respect each other and actively engage in their communities. A school with a healthy purpose, where each individual lives out his or her God-given calling.
We implement our vision through our champion strategy. A champion is a person, be it a headmaster, a teacher, a parent, a youth pastor, a youth coach, or a professional who has the necessary leadership skills and passion to minister towards the needs of a school.
Tree creates forums that encourage teamwork between these role players in order to facilitate prayer groups among the teachers, parents, and children. We facilitate camps and other gatherings, discipleship classes with specific curriculum-based outcomes, small groups among the children for caring and nurturing, and one-on-one conversations that help facilitate individual life change. We want to see every school grow into a healthy tree, and we minister holistically in these three areas. The spiritual growth of each individual through discipleship, classroom engagement, and Bible study. We grow a healthy community by developing young people to actively engage in healthy relationships and uplift their communities. And a healthy vision. We empower young people to understand their calling and align themselves with God's calling for their lives.
It has always been a passion of mine just to encourage young people to being the best that they can be. When I look at a school environment, I see leaders gathered all at once just to be empowered and just to be developed to being the best that they can be. Ever since Tree has gotten involved at our local school, I see a lot of students pulling up their socks in terms of their academic achievements and just thinking big about their future.
As a grade 11 student, I had the privilege to be part of our school's team that arranged events for our learners to grow in Christ. And in this time, a youth coach from Tree got involved in the process, and I was amazed by the stuff that I got to learn. But the moment that impacted my life radically and really changed my life forever was the discovery that I can have a personal relationship with God. And that's really where my life-changing journey with God started. And today I really just want to thank Tree for transforming my life as a high school young woman forever.
Today's youth are extremely lost and they need guidance They need to be grounded so that they can have hope for the future.
We once had a problem with a child that didn't want to speak to the teachers. So he came acquainted with a youth worker, and he was personalizing the youth worker, and he starts talking to him about the problems he had. And it's quite nice to see how he got involved and how his personality changed.
Because he's so involved in our school, he's at all the sport meetings, and our chief youth worker is always at any function. He started with a good relationship with our students, and our students relate with him on such a good level, and even our parents, because they see him at this different sport meeting.
We value his inputs in the school, and I don't think in coming in the future we can go without it, because for our school to become as grown as Christians with norms and values, we need these inputs because it's fresh, it's new, and it's part and parcel of our community service as well.
I would encourage other school principals to get involved in the tree process. Although your youth worker is still young, they've got the emotional and spiritual intelligence to engage on students on many levels, and they stand in the gap for the parents and the teachers at the school. And because they're relationship orientated, the students go easy to your youth worker with their problems or challenges, and the youth worker know exactly how to handle it and when to refer it to the teachers or the principal.
The learners are more focused, they have a sense of purpose, and they look forward to the future.
Tree not only ministers to children in schools, but also cultivates healthy relationship with teachers through ministry and support in order to ensure a healthier overall school environment.
In the educational environment, there were so many areas that we wanted to infiltrate. One of these areas was our principals and teachers. We started building relationship with our principals, having one-on-one meetings with them. This led to more opportunities, also ministering to the teachers, empowering, serving and influencing them. We realized that the principals and teachers were a primary influence in our next generation's lives, and this made us more eager to be a part of their lives.
We have passion for the next generation, which means we have a passion to develop the next generation of leaders.
Tree gives a platform for young people who want to serve in full-time ministry. We focus on developing and empowering tomorrow's leaders today through practical ministry experience, training in partnership with other organizations, and formal training by accredited training institutions.
We know that we can't develop young leaders by ourselves, and that is why we seek to develop life-giving partnerships with other ministries as we share our resources and expertise with one another. We invite you to become part of this movement as we transform the educational environment.
You can do this by becoming a champion or joining a team to facilitate Tree in a school, providing financially to sponsor a youth coach, or contributing your time or professional expertise towards the development of students or teachers.
We believe by transforming the educational environment, we will accelerate the next generation of city changers to impact the world around us.